Reshade. Advanced post-processing. Everywhere. Although I'm sure nearly every one of you has been to this website and hit this button, I doubt a whole bunch of you have actually spent the time to read this website and see all the things which Reshade is capable of doing. And today I will be updating and finalizing my depth mat tutorial. This is the third iteration of my tutorial series on creating and recording a depth mat inside Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I feel that it is about time I have made sure that everyone knows this. This being said, I'm pretty sure that a lot of what I'm going to show here is common knowledge, or that people just don't care anymore. But I'm making this tutorial in the hopes that people do, and that I will continue to see new people coming to this community and using this knowledge to create something in their own imagination and just bringing that out into the world. So here we go.
On the road through the dark night, you're on your own with no one to hear.
First step is to download and save the Reshade installer somewhere you will not lose it. Because the installer is universal, it'll work for every other game you want to install Reshade onto. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will be using the redacted client for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. To start out, I have put my Reshade installer inside my redacted folder here, and let's just go ahead and run that as administrator, as this will need to write files. Once it has launched, go ahead and select the game by clicking this button here, and navigate to the folder where your game exe lives. The Reshade is going to automatically compute which this game is running on Direct3D 10 or above. We're just going to go ahead and click the same box here that already appears to be checked, and it's going to ask us if we want to download some standard effects. Go ahead and click yes. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck effects I don't plan to use. This one right here is very important, display depth, as it will be what we drive our depth map off of. FXAA is also highly useful, as we will have to turn off the built-in FXAA inside Black Ops 2 in order to use Reshade. MXAO is Reshade's built-in ambient occlusion algorithm, and I highly recommend checking this one as well. Once you've done that, go ahead and click OK, and you will be rewarded with a installing to Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and then a succeeded. If it did indeed succeed, go ahead and click either the Edit Reshade settings or the X button. Now that we've done that, go ahead and launch your game. Once inside the game, there are a few settings that you may want to change. Go ahead and go over to Options, Settings, and inside here, go over to Advanced. Inside the Advanced tab, make sure that anti-aliasing is turned off and that FXAA is off as well by putting it to the no position. As well, you may want to turn off your ambient occlusion, as we will be using MXAO built into Reshade. Once you've done that, go ahead and hit Shift F2 on your keyboard to bring up Reshade and go over to Settings. Inside Settings, look for the line that says Reshade Depth Linearization Far Plane and set that to 250. As well, make sure that you have the Reshade Depth Input is Reversed set to 1. After that, go back over to the Home tab and scroll down until you see Display Depth. I highly recommend setting a keyboard shortcut for this. I happen to use F5, which is as simple as clicking in the box and hitting the desired key. As well, I recommend setting a keyboard shortcut for MXAO, which I use F6, and any other things you may want to toggle on and off. Now we can go ahead and close Reshade and go inside the game. Remember when I was telling you to remember to install the FXAA and SMAA options? Well, here's why these matter. With them both turned off, the game looks like this. take a look at those lovely jagged edges. On to recording our passes. Now that we are in game at the part we'd like to record, go ahead and hit the two keys you bound. For me, that is F5 for display depth and F6 for my ambient occlusion toggle to create this look. Voila! I now have a very clean depth map with one minor issue. The gun. Simple way to go about this is CG_drawGun0. Now, I am free to go ahead and record my clip. Once inside of After Effects, go ahead and drag all of your new recorded clips into a composition, making sure not to sequence them. Now let's go ahead and turn off our green temporarily, drag our depth on top, and turn down its opacity. If you take a look at the very top right corner here, you can see where we're having a little bit of overlap issue. So let's go ahead and stretch out our timeline and move our depth map into place so that it lines up as well as it can. We can now go and move along the timeline a little bit and check once more just to make sure we are capturing it loosely. As you can see here, there is a frame error here. So let's go ahead and readjust closer to the middle. I think this is as close as we're going to get. So let's go ahead and chop up the clip how we want it to be. Now that we have trimmed our work area, go ahead and restore your depth map's opacity to 100% and drag it to the bottom of the stack, turning it off. Go ahead and move your green screen gun over to the top and turn that on. Okay, go ahead and apply some key light. Now, there's no shame in using built-in After Effects presets, as the only thing this does is save you from having to do this. If you must, do it that way. Go ahead and turn off your key cleaner and advanced spill suppressor. Take your eyedropper tool and grab the green, and then go ahead and solo your green screen gun layer. We see this awful outline here. We're going to go ahead and click our screen matte drop down, lower the white clip just a tad as that won't actually make it better, and then raise the black clip until it is all but gone away. Then when you are done here, switch your view over to intermediate result, removing even more of that, and now you can check out the results provided by Advanced Spill Suppressor. Now we have something very usable here. We can go ahead and focus on our depth map. So, what do you do once you've got a depth map? Well, you can use it to drive particles in particular, like I showed in my recent edit. You can do the good old depth of field with your choice of depth of field plugin, or multiple other effects as I've shown in the past. The depth map is one of the most powerful tools we currently have available to us without going into full 3D. Keep that in mind while you're working on your next project, and happy editing.
I'll lead you home tonight when you're tired.